And here we go. Oh, I'm sure this is going to be real fun here.
I once drank a shot glass full of chili sauce for a bet on a night out, and the resulting explosive ejection of liquid fire from my body the next morning
I'm
was
sure.
enough to have me praying to the gods of chaos themselves, anything to release me from the torment. But you know what? That was still more fun than watching Supergirl, partly because I won the bet, so
sure.
at least I made some money out of it, but mostly because at least it was over quickly. Supergirl, on the other hand, stretched out into...
When I found out it was going to be like an hour and 40 minutes or whatever it was, I was like, okay, so if it's bad, at least I get out of there as fast as possible. It's basically a 90-minute-ish type of movie. Good. And I was happy for that while I was in the theater.
Almost 2 hours of abject misery and boredom, and by golly, do you feel it. I was going to say you feel it by the end, but who am I kidding? I was feeling it after like 20 minutes.
I hate this.
Yeah.
It is revolting.
Supergirl is everything we all feared it would be, and more. So much more. A cringy, cliched, tedious mess of dull, lifeless action scenes that we've seen a million times before.
You see when oh god. See when he said he felt it 20 minutes in, there was a point in the movie where I turn on and I look at Scarlett. She's sitting there like it was early in the movie too. I was like, well, you wanted to come. I'm saying I could have got this movie out the way early. I waited for her to get home from work so we could go. As I always do that. I wait, for her to. You know what I'm saying? But when I know or I have a really good feeling that something's gonna be bad, I'm like, I'll go early in the day and get it over with so I can review it. As a matter of fact, I did that with Snow White. She didn't come with me to Snow White because I think even she knew, but a part of her wanted to see Supergirl. And I turned to her and I looked and I said, you wanted to come. You wanted to come here. And she was like, shh, it's my fault. This is my fault. Yeah.
That fucking face, man. One dimension.
Yeah, they could have made her look better there.
Nothing even resembling arcs. The kind of safe, edgy humor that's become the hallmark of these factory-produced superhero flicks. All the usual played-out James Gunnisms that ran their course like half a decade ago. Cinematography that looks like someone smeared the results of my chili sauce shot.
Yeah, someone was like, I saw a review that last night, and he was like, Crypto looked fake throughout the whole movie, which made it hard to care about him. And it was true. Like, it's like he probably looked better in Superman 2025, but in this one, it was just like, and I felt that at one point. I was like, I can see that he's not real. Some CGI creatures are done so well, you do care about something happening to them. Not Crypto.
All over the camera lens, and a protagonist who's about as likeable and empathetic as a British politician. In short, Supergirl is a fucking disaster. The wrong movie at the wrong time, based on the wrong source material, made by the wrong people and starring the wrong actress. But we'll talk more about that later. Believe that. Anyway, fuck it, let's just do the plot. So a series of flashbacks explain how Kara's father
He sounds tired and exhausted to do it. It's just, if you watch my review, it's right before I'm like, damn! Like there's this exhaustion washes over me of even having to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? They could have done so much better.
Separated a chunk of Krypton called Argo City from the rest of the planet when it got destroyed. But oh no, it also released kryptonite or something, and everyone slowly died of radiation.
When that happened in the movie, I thought that Brainiac was coming to get them. That's what I thought was, because, Brainiac takes samples of cities or whatever, or samples of planets, and you take certain cities or something like that. That's what I thought was happening at first, but it wasn't. It was his invention encapsulated and lifted off the city to protect it from, the explosion of Krypton. So when it happened, and remember, Critical Drinkers reviews are always spoilerish, so I always talk spoilers. No, they are spoilery. It's spoiler, Anyway, so when it does it somehow disturbed the element of kryptonite within the, and it was starting to affect everybody. It was starting to kill everybody that was in the city. Yeah, everybody was getting sick. It was radiation poisoning after a nuclear bomb or something.
Poisoning, so her parents send her and her dog Crypto off to Earth to meet up with Clark. But she's like, nah, I'm too cool for you, and spends most of her time dicking around on planets with red suns so that she can get drunk and party and look like the kind of girl you'd find passed out in a pool of her own vomit round the back of a nightclub on a Sunday morning. Yeah. Wow, what's an inspirational character. Can't wait to see more of this. So we pick up with Kara celebrating her 23rd birthday by, you guessed it, getting drunk and partying. That's when she meets up with Ruthie, who's out to kill some dickhead.
By the way, I don't want to hear anybody else talk anything about Henry Cavill snapping Zod's neck. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about it. First of all, because Superman 2, Christopher Reeve, his Superman, killed Zod and the rest of them. And I don't care what other cut you're talking about that came on TV. In the movie, he killed him. In the theatrical version, he killed him. Okay? So, and crushed his hand, which is absolute pure torture. Could you imagine having all the bones in your hand crushed and then thrown against a wall by a super-powered individual that can actually move the earth? He hit that wall and he slid down to his icy death. Okay? But, remember, this is a spoiler review. Supergirl killed the villain in the end. One to the gut, one to the throat. So I don't want to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if maybe she's maybe a little bit more brutal and all. I don't care about none of that stuff. People always say, superheroes and virtues and role models and no. She saved that girl right there from tainting her own aura or spirit or psyche with darkness of murder. And she did it herself as soon as her back was turned. She did it for the girl. Now, actually, I liked it. I liked that she did it for her because she's already corrupted. She didn't want the little girl to corrupt herself. So Supergirl was already corrupted from pain of loss and darkness and all this other problems. She did it. And I liked it. But I'm just saying, the people that talk, they shouldn't kill and they're Roma. Don't try it.
Named Krem in revenge for murdering her family, but Kara's like, nah, it'll be fine. But it turns out it won't be fine when Krem himself shows up and steals Kara's ship and shoots Krypto with a poison dart that'll kill him in 3 days if he doesn't get an antidote. Yep. Whoa, that was lucky, wasn't it? Lucky the antagonist of the movie just happens to show up right after he's been mentioned. Lucky that he shoots Krypto with a slow-acting poison instead of just vaporizing him or something. Lucky this all creates the perfect setup for our reluctant hero to join forces with young, strong female character. Right.
Yeah, she does a couple of things. She's appears to be human-ish. She doesn't seem to have any powers. But she does a couple of things in the movies where you're like, how the hell did she do that?
Anyway, so off they go to track down Krem and his gang of Mad Max rejects, and then Lobo shows up for 5 minutes to give Jason Momoa something to do. Then they accidentally get an innocent family killed, and Kara gets sick from the green sun on this planet, but then she gets better, and there's a big fight where she stops Ruthie from killing Krem because...
Now, I never heard anything about green suns. I hear that blue suns superpower them. Red suns make them normal Kryptonians. Again, yellow suns do what they normally do to them. I could swear I saw something about maybe a white sun. I can't remember, but I've never heard anything about a green sun. So, Yeah, there's that. I never heard of a green sun depowering them, but I don't know. Okay.
Revenge is bad or something, but then she kills him anyway because she's not your typical superhero, and then she saves Crypto and goes back to Earth because she's decided it's finally worth her attention. And that's it. That's the plot for Supergirl.
All bullshit. All of it.
Now, I'd be lying if I said I went into this movie expecting great things from it, but I've got to admit, I was surprised. And the thing that surprised me most was how fucking shit the writing was. I mean, the dialogue is exactly what you'd expect from something like this. The usual mix of trite one-liners, desperate attempts at edginess, the kind of cringe meta-humor that can only come from millennial Hollywood writers, and of course those wacky Marvel quips. That's all par for the course in 2026, but it's the story that really lets this movie down. The plot is nothing but a series of and-then coincidences, all strung together with the most flimsy justifications. The characters themselves are just along for the ride. Major events take place and people show up for no other reason than to make the rest of the plot happen. Kara gets sick and weak when she's exposed to a green sun in the second act low point, but then she just gets better when a yellow sun helpfully comes out. There's no particular trial she has.
It's stated in the movie that they put her on a planet that rotated between two suns. One was green and the other one happened to be yellow. So the green one almost killed her. And like at one point, after it does kill her because she stops breathing, the yellow one rises. And she's like, and then, yeah.
Go through, no lessons learned, no difficult choices to make. The plot says that it's time for the big final battle, so it happens. Lobo shows up out of nowhere for like 5 minutes because he looks cool and the script needed some...
Oh, by the way, the movie checked the boxes. I don't know if I would exactly call it a woke movie, but, because people always want to know. But Lobo saved her. I was thinking, with the way things are now, with them not wanting to make women, look like a damsel in distress. He actually saved her, which surprised me. He saved her life. I was like, wait a minute. I figured they would have her save Lobo or something like that. Like, what? Oh, okay.
Fan service, and everyone likes Jason Momoa. And he does exactly what he always does, plays Jason Momoa. Honestly though, you could cut him right out of this movie and everything would play out exactly the same.
I told you.
I'm pretty convinced that the bulk of his scenes were added in post-production. Prem is just a generic bad guy who does bad stuff because... fuck it, who even cares? He's just there to give the rest of the characters something to do. There's no real substance to him, no big overarching plan or hidden justification for what he's doing. He's just a space pirate crossed with Mad Max. His death means nothing because his life meant nothing either. Jesus, who wrote this shit? Oh yeah, Anna Nogueira, a former TV actress whose writing credits amount to... fuck all. I mean, literally, the only thing I could find about her was We Win, a micro-budget short film from 8 years ago about a couple's relationship that unravels during a game of Mafia.
Son of a...
Oh yeah, that totally justifies putting her in charge of a $200 million superhero blockbuster. You're seriously telling me you couldn't find anyone better qualified for this job than a failed actress who aged out of the industry with precisely one screenwriting credit to her name? Fuck off, James Gunn. Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't cast your own wife in this just so you could watch her get railed by Lobo.
Oh,
then
no.
There's Clara herself, who's apparently based on the not particularly popular Tom King run of comic books, which helpfully ignore half a century of character development to paint Kara as a cringy punk rock anti-hero.
I hate this.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, to be honest. That little cameo she got at the end of Superman already told us what kind of an annoying arsehole she was going to be.
Thanks for watching him, bitch!
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Not since the Marvels have I liked a main character less than this one. There's this weird feeling of mild desperation throughout the whole movie, where they're trying so hard not to make her a Mary Sue that she just comes across as an annoying bitch who doesn't care about anything or anyone but herself. You know, the kind of girl who flips the bar...
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, there were certain box checks, but I wouldn't exactly call it a woke film. But, you know what I'm saying? Then they had Jason Momoa save her. And I'm just like, wait, Like, I'm literally in today's day and time. You're like, they're not gonna let that happen. So I was like, they did, and I was like shocked. I was like, okay. Guess they're mixing it up here for this movie.
With a mildly pissed off expression in every single picture she ever takes because she really needs you to know how much cooler she is than you. Well, that's basically Kara in this movie. It's horseshoe theory projected onto characterization, where going far enough away from something ends up looping you right back to where you started. An insufferable arsehole. They're trying so hard to paint her as this jaded, cynical, world-weary pragmatist who's tried and failed to be a hero and just wants to be left alone now, but it doesn't fucking work because she's like 23 years old. This is the kind of thing you do with a 50-year-old man, not some young girl who's just starting out. Like, how the fuck can you have a life of regrets when you barely even lived a life to begin with? If they had to do some kind of anti-hero arc with her, they should have made her this rebellious, energetic, loose cannon who acts first and thinks later, convinced that she can help everyone, only to discover real life is more complicated than just punching the bad guy. You have to show us the fall so that we can cheer for the rise. Ultimately, for all the hype and controversy swirling around it, Supergirl is nothing but a depressingly bleak, horrible-looking, uninspired, generic superhero movie whose only USP turns out to be its biggest weakness. Yes, young women really can be messy, self-absorbed failures, but here's the thing this movie doesn't really get. They probably shouldn't. It's a movie that no one seemed particularly excited for, pushing a character no one cares about in a cinematic universe that's barely started but already seems to be in its death throes. And well, Supergirl is nothing but another nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Yeah.
Go away now.
Yeah. I can't argue anything they said. So, get over and follow the Critical Drinker. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you. And hey, did you like it? I saw like 2 comments where people were like, I liked it. That wasn't actually that bad. Cool. Get the steel box set when it comes out. For the rest of us, we ain't even watching it on streaming. If we've already seen it, like I know people that, there are people that I'm just going to wait for streaming. They are just going to wait for streaming. I know they are waiting for it to come to HBO Max. Well, I'll see y'all in the next video. 10 million subscribers.